is a bad debate. And I'm going to give you 3 reasons why this debate was so truly bad. And I'm going to tell you that it was not because of the proposition. The first reason why this debate is bad is precisely because their side never cared about the true people that we want to talk about today. We want to talk about the refugees, but on their side they only want to front abstract legal concepts. They want to preserve the law for some abstract sake, for some assertion because the law is important to preserve. But they completely forgot the fact that the reason why the IHL even exists today is because of their 1 million refugees that have been displaced from Syria in the last 2 months. It's because of all these millions of refugees that are losing their jobs and losing their livelihoods, losing their homes. They are landless and they are poor and they need help. Everything that on their side of the house, they've completely felt their burden to help these people because they're willing to let these people die at sea because no one wants to take them. So I think on their side of the house, they've completely failed that idea, right? And the entire international humanitarian law that they want to front is an empty law that doesn't truly help the people if it cannot be enforced. The second reason why this debate was bad is because the policy clashes came too little, too late. Because ultimately, their entire burden on side opposition is not just to provide us with a counter policy that Sarish can keep shouting at you, right? We think that ultimately it's about clashing with the kind of policies that on-side government will give to. And we think that the only responses they came up with are twofold, but only in their very late speakers. Firstly, that we can't pay money to people in order to solve our problems on a principled level, which doesn't deal with the practicalities of the argument, but aside from that, also ignores the fact that we're not paying this money to people. But we've already clarified this right from the start in Somia. We talked to you about how we consider that a part of their debt will be paid when they have used this cost to help other people for an international cause, right? But secondly, the only thing they said was that, enforcing isn't an important issue in this debate, simply because we can solve that problem later. We think that the reason why enforcing is even a problem is because people keep telling us that they can solve it later, right, Mr. Speaker? We think that this is precisely the fault on their side of the house, that they precisely don't want to try and enforce these things, which will result in concrete action. We say that proposition is the only side of the house that gives you a policy that can result in a concrete change in the lives of these refugees. Because on their side, they only have punitive measures that they can never actually enforce. They only have punitive measures. They don't have any legal precedents in order to even apply in this debate, simply because the IHL is non-binding, simply because there's nobody to bind it, and simply because the ICC doesn't really prosecute that many people aside from South Africa. Then let's look at the third reason why, we think that they've completely failed us in this debate. And that's because they choose to be purely punitive and have ignored the entire decision-making calculus of states. We think that the only solution to convince people to do this is when we consider the decision-making and we consider how we can change and incentivize these things. This is the reason why Sonia spent a good part of her speech talking to you about the decision-making of status of states.